Yes, guys, what is happening? Episode 6 of Brad Skelly, Body, Mind and Soul. For the last video, like I said, well, just before that, we had the poll on the 2 video options of what was going to follow on with. The last one being balance within the spiritual lifestyle and emotionally and things like that. When you delve on the path, how do you sort of cope, or how do you sort of balance it all out when the tests and the challenges come and things like that. And then the opposing video was going to be my thoughts and beliefs on religion, on the universe, etc. So yeah, we're going to follow on in this video. We're going to be touching the topic of my beliefs, maybe theories, opinions on the universe. So to kick us off, I get asked a lot of questions throughout the page on, what's my thoughts on the universe, on ourselves, on our journeys, and things like that. And I have, throughout my journey, come across a lot of pieces of information, spreading out like branches on a tree in different directions on certain aspects of the universe. And throughout that, obviously, I've picked up certain beliefs along the way that have been challenged by people or new pieces of information and other things surrounding that. However, there has always been one theory on the universe itself and ourselves that has always sort of stuck with me. And even though that theory has been challenged, still very much so remained at the top of the belief list for myself. And so what that is that ourselves as human beings, we are simply an organization of energy expressed in a physical format on a human experience, a human journey, or a human adventure. Now, when I say energy, I mean broken down into its simplest forms. You've got atoms, which are protons and neutrons, stripped back to its complete barest form. Now, that has always sort of been my belief, that is what we are. People have said scientifical aspects, or people have said different aspects along the way that have always sort of challenged it, but that's always been the one that stuck for me. We are simply energy, which is everything in the universe. We are simply energy, which I believe everything in the universe is energy. I believe this jacket that I have on is broken down into its simplest forms is energy. Myself, held with a magnifying glass close enough, would be energy. The atoms bouncing together. It would be that bed over there. I know you can't see, there's a bed over there. This wall behind me. Everything universally, in my belief, is energy. So that would mean that we are energy, if everything else around us is energy. That being said, I believe that we choose to incarnate into our physical bodies, or whatever identity that may be. I believe we choose to incarnate down here onto the 3rd dimension, because I believe there's dimensions within the universe as well. I believe the 1st dimension to be the core center of Earth, the 2nd dimension to be the elemental chart, so that would be water, fire, air, earth. And then the 3rd dimension, as we come further out, that's us, 3D, physicality. The 4th dimension would be the non-physical, the emotion, the consciousness, the feelings and stuff, which we can't touch or feel, but we can feel internally, etc. So I believe that we choose to incarnate down here on Earth into our physical body to experience the physical sensations. Like we've got smell, we've got taste, we've got touch, we've got sight, and we've got hearing, which I believe that you can only do within the physical body. Therefore, the cycle, we come down, we incarnate, we choose an identity or a vessel that we want to learn certain things with throughout the physical sensations, and then we leave the vessel return back to the source. I believe our energetic form leaves our physical vessel when we leave, and we return back to the source of the universe, and then the cycle goes on. I'm not too sure how quick, I'm not too sure how long my beliefs. I haven't delved that far into that type of knowledge yet. But I've read plenty of books sort of touching on the topic. I've read a cool book called Journey of the Souls, and that sort of explains past life regression hypnotherapy. People have gone through and they've explained how they've left their previous vessel and then came into this physical vessel right now. I've actually done past life regression myself. I did get a very, very exciting similar experience, but I will explain that on another video. I do believe that when we do come to Earth, like I mentioned the last time about the balance, you have like two completely different components of pure spiritual self that ideally my spiritual self would like to just go and live in the jungle and have no technology and just be connected with nature's preservatives around me for nutrition and medicine. I believe that anything that the human being needs, nature does provide that, whether that be medicine or food. I do believe that is provided, or something that we can sort of there's there for us. But then there's the other side that's the society, the system, and I believe that as soon as we get put into school and we become indoctrinated, I do believe school's really good, by the way, for the social aspects of connecting with other peers and sort of growing with being around different energies and different people. So I do believe in that respect. However, I don't really necessarily believe too much that GCSEs and things like that are too beneficial. I know they are. They put you in a much more of a comfortable position moving forward if that's the direction you want to go. But I do sort of still believe that people's journeys are people's journeys regardless of how they get on in school. Mine being a prime example of that. I got absolutely awful grades. And then, like you say, you need money to survive. And in my opinion, you don't actually need money physically to survive. Like, water, which you can attain from natural springs, and food and fruit, which can be grown organically. I don't so much believe that you need money to survive. However, it helps, to become financially flexible and moving forward. And so sometimes, I know in my case, that doesn't necessarily make me happy, so to speak. I know I've had money before when I was at the height of my career in the modelling, and I was financially flexible to do anything I wanted, but that still didn't mean that made me happy. I was very, very sort of sucked into like the next paycheck, and I believe it's a rat race. Whether I'm going from my £10 to my next objective, which could be my £50 or my £100, would be the same as someone going from their from their 1,000 to their 50 grand or 100 grand. The infinite rat race, it never ends, and it'd be the millionaires that are chasing the next million. So I believe you can get very, very sucked into that, which can really, really bring and hold on to a lot of darkness within a lot of people. And I know that's where maybe people sort of become lost within the fact that there's a destination to sort of attain or to get to. And now I wrote about this in my book, which should be releasing in February. And it said, I believe the majority of us civilization throughout our lives will be searching for our final destination, or will become happy at our final destination. When the truth is, I believe there is no destination, just the journey. And I do really believe that. I think that, it's like I said about one objective to another, one checkpoint to another. I believe the same with people's destinations. A lot of people will go, well, when I'm here, I'm happy, but it's not. If they actually just tore back everything and strip back everything that they'd sort of built up, or they'd conditioned themselves to believe they're not happy right now, and sort of started again fresh, they would then soon see that, they may be in a very, very fortunate position, which a lot of other people aren't. I know I am. I've got a roof over my head, I've got running water, I've got food, and I'm very, very privileged to be in the position that I'm in today. So yeah, when I end up getting caught up in the race or sort of lost within it, I sort of have to pinch myself and bring myself back to the start, take a deep breath and go, right, I am grateful for everything that I've got. And yeah, I believe that our only purpose here is to live, is to be alive and experiencing the physical senses. And like I mentioned just a minute ago, people can be so caught up within, like, I need to be here, I need to get there, and when I'm there, I'm happy. Where our only purpose is to be alive. Try and detach yourself from any sort of emotional attachment that you may have to money, because that is not something that's you're not going to be able to take that along with you to the other side. You come with nothing and you will leave with nothing. So how ironic is it that when we're children and we actually don't have a lot of these materialistic things or items or possessions, that we are our purest a lot of the time. And I believe that my goal, let's say, is to get back to my childlike purity, because I have very much lost a lot of that along the way, throughout pressure, throughout struggle and things like that. I have very much lost that. So that is my I am sort of aiming to get back to my childlike purity. Like I said, strip everything back and just be so grateful for where I am, within the physical senses, within my body, smelling, breathing, tasting, seeing and hearing. So that's my point on that's pretty much my summary on the universe and ourselves as humans, like why we're here, why we came here, where we go afterwards. It's like I mentioned as well, when we leave, I do very much believe as well that I know this may be hard for some people to sort of digest and understand, but I don't see death as something that's negative or something that's bad. I believe death is a spiritual evolvement. I believe death to be as natural as birth. I think, like I said before, we're born and we're sort of shunted away, or death is hidden from us, or we don't like to speak about it because it's scary, I guess, or we have this fear surrounding it. And when in reality, it is as natural as birth. Death along with birth are two the most important parts of our cycle, and we know that. So I know very much so that I'm not afraid of death, and I actually do welcome death, that when my time is my time, and when I do go, I will simply be leaving this physical vessel behind, my identity, Brad Skelly's identity, and I'll just be leaving the skin behind, and I'll be returning to the source, and I will still be everywhere, everything. I will be within everything and everywhere. Then maybe look on to my next incarnation where I reincarnate, or if I don't, who knows. But I do know that energy doesn't die. Energy never dies. And if that is our pure core substance and that is what we are made of, then what happens? We don't end, we continue elsewhere. Where that is, I don't know. But I do very much know that for me, is death, I see it as natural as birth, and more as a spiritual evolvement than some frightening darkness, that because it happens to us all, and it's happened to billions and trillions of people before us, and it will after us. So it's part of acknowledging that natural process that comes to us. So yes, in a nutshell, my theories on the universe: we are simply an organisation of energy that's expressed in a physical format on a human adventure. I believe we come here, we experience the physical senses, we're sent tests, lessons, tasks to evolve and to strip back these physical layers to become conscious about our purest energetic self. And then when our time has come, we completed everything that we need to complete and experienced everything we need to experience, we leave the physical vessel, go back up, out into the universe, to plan our next journey, like I say. So, yes, for everybody that has been interested in my thoughts and theories, there you have it in a nutshell. I'm going to touch up on the topic of religion tomorrow. So for those that are interested, tune in. That'll be episode 7 of my theories and beliefs and opinions on religion itself. So yeah, love that, guys. Thank you all for tuning in. I hope everybody's going to have a great week this week. I can feel it. I can feel it. And yeah, if there's any questions that anybody wants to ask me regarding anything else, regarding new episodes, new topics to cover, or anything like that, just pop up. You can view these full videos on YouTube. The link is in the bio, because the duration of the videos that I was posting were slightly too long. So yeah, peace and love, guys. Peace and love.